Is anyone out there? My messages continue to go out into the void, logging what is happening to our small empire here in this pocket dimension. As we continue to persecute the war against the Sakra, I think we've got them on the brink at this point. The Illyrians were retired in recent months, but I can see the remaining Sakra fleets, at least the ones in the range of our sensors. Battleship at our Tarkuda, battleship and cruiser with a considerable transport fleet orbiting Delta, and a small battleship en route to Juka. Now, the Juka and Prixis systems are out of our range sensor-wise. It's possible they have considerable assets left there, but I don't think it'll matter. By the time we've consolidated Tarkuda, Delta, the rest of the Slaw system, Ross, and Zona, I don't think they'll have much left. So we'll collapse them all the way at this point. Now, we've just conquered the Dolts in the Horn system recently. I'm imagining we're going to send our second fleet, the Bravo fleet, from Dolts to Draconis. Make that invasion. Now, Draconis probably was the capital city for the Illyrian, and then at some point it fell to the Alkari. Now, one thing is we take sensor measurements day by day, week by week, and our data analysis looks over frequencies, messaging, encryption. We can get a feel for the fleet size and disposition of the other Xenos species. Now, you can see here, we are the green Terrans, our fleet growing in size ever. The main reason for this extreme, I would dare say, exponential growth curve, although it's not quite that, is inversely proportional to the Sakra's losses, is we've captured many of their ships of the line in recent engagements, oftentimes ending engagements with more ships than we started. So you can see the Sakra in blue are dipping, we're going up. However, if we rewind in time a little bit more, we didn't realize this at the time. Only in recent analysis, talking with the captains, breaking down what happened in the battles, what we did right, what we did wrong, we noticed a significant dip in the Alkari forces back a couple years ago. I'm guessing that perhaps the Sakra had a massive conflict with the Alkari at some point. I only bring that up because the Alkari are clearly in a rebuilding phase right now and are considerably weakened. If we were able to take the Sakra fleet on at this point right here, we can certainly take on the Alkari fleet at this point here, current time, especially given our relative fleet strength. One other thing I think that would be worth considering is this metal monstrosity here at Orion, based off of our best projections from our Astro Priests. It is truly a mentality of something like akin to a man of iron, trapped within the heart of a battleship. There's no biologicals that we can sense, nothing emanating from the ship or the system that would indicate it's getting organic food resources from the planetary surface of Orion itself. So we think it is a monstrosity that must be destroyed at some point. If for some reason that AI malevolence were to expand out into our pocket dimension, it would probably scour all organic life. So we have to be cautious, and at some point we will have to mount an attack. Are our ships ready for it? I don't know. We can only guess at its technological power, but we have a feeling based off of, I believe one of our scouts went in there early on, some years ago. We had some very preliminary readings, but off the charts is what the Astro Priests are telling me, relative to our ship strength. So, one of two options. We continue to dabble into newer technologies, although that's not really our strong suit, or we assemble one massive monolithic fleet. We go in with everything we have. Certainly one way we can handle it. My uniform. It was a late night last night. Okay. Let's see what we've got orbiting the Slaw system. 8 ships of the line, 1 transport. We're getting dangerously low on troop transports, although I do believe we have some en route here. You can see a couple coming in. That should be sufficient to continue persecuting the war at this point. We have additional transports there, so yeah, a lot coming in. And then we have a small backup fleet here. A couple of the Xeno ships we're holding in reserve here at Avalar. That's just to help prevent a counterattack from the Sakura as our fleet moves forward. And of course, secondary fleet here at Dolts is comprised of 7 ships of the line, along with 7 total troop transports, which should be more than enough. I have another battleship coming in from Dolts right now en route, and 2 transports. One of them going to scout this orange star here. I guess that's what we're doing. Yeah, it's not a scout ship officially, but sure. No reason it can't do a scouting mission. We would hate to lose any space marines, but if anyone can handle what they find in orbit around an odd star, I'm sure a handful of marines are really our best bet. So, I think at this point we do have to be cautious about some of these newly captured systems and making sure we have colonists en route. Dolts is completely denuded of all Xenos and Terrans at this point. Horn, we're in the process of exterminating the last Illyrians. And of course, well, Avalar looks like it's relatively well suited. Let's switch to the population tab. I think we've got colonists on route to Slaw and Ramad at this point. And we'll go to the far end for any systems that have nothing. That's just Dolts. Now, we're a little bit stuck because we're sitting at a -3 for our freighter fleet capacity at this point. I can see, though, that we have 2 fleets in the queue that will be finished next turn. That should allow us to get colonists en route. We also have a few more Persia 1.5s in production, along with the Missile 1.0. This is a simple fire and retreat ship, but it's a platform that's loaded with massive quantities of missiles. The idea, these would be used to fire directly onto the planetary surface in the initial couple of rounds of combat, and then they retreat out. They're paper tigers in the deepest sense. All right, glass cannons, some might say. We'll advance the turn at this point. We'll select combat for Sla. We have a battle station, missile base, and a fighter garrison. That's not inconsiderable. We always risk losing a ship in a fight like that, but we will rush the battle station and we'll take out everything on the planetary surface. Let's... dang it. I was just thinking, let's get a missile ship there and use them in that fight. So we may hold off one more round on that. So weather system. This is fantastic. Modifies a planet's weather pattern to create a more stable farm environment. Food production is increased by 2 per farmer. Our farmers are already quite capable. We just have such a massive population, and our population growth is really quite off the charts that we're always struggling to keep up with food. But this should solve all of our food problems. This is a massive bonus. And at this point, we are at the 1500 RP level. We have 2 options left, here up in construction or here at computers. Now, planetary construction, this would allow us to convert asteroid fields or gas giants into habitable terrestrial surfaces. We don't need more colonies. The Xenos have all the colonies we're ever going to need. We're going to take them from the Xenos. So that is not a science I'm interested in. The Recyclotron, this would essentially convert a certain amount of pollution directly into production. It's not a bad item, but our pollution is well in hand. There's not no pollution, but it really isn't a massive drain on our resources anymore. And bear in mind, you have to pay maintenance on every one of those. So I think the auto repair unit would be an excellent choice. Now, it is a module that you would put on a ship in combat into one of the special modules in the ship. It takes up space and cost. So not something I necessarily need or want. But I would say down here, we have some better options. Cybersecurity link, I wouldn't mind having slightly more efficacious spies. The emission guidance system, this is an interesting one. This is essentially a chip you put into a warhead, a missile, not the warhead. It guides the missiles to the drive systems, the drive shafts, plumes of a ship, detonating there, directly dumping that damage into the drive, immobilizing ships. It's fantastic how it can work. However, our tractor beam technology seems to be working wonderfully for immobilizing ships, so I don't really need two options to take out the drives of a ship. So I'll pass on that. Rangemaster unit corrects for long-range targeting inaccuracies, right? We don't care about that because we're not firing our beam weapons at long range. So I think, yeah, the cybersecurity link, let's grab that. We'll have that shortly in about 7 turns, and that will, yeah, ultimately improve the capabilities of our spies. Colony base for the Monius system will colonize Monius 1, which is a large radiated, poor planet. Not fantastic, but we're here. Poor fellows have no Marines. We'll start with the automated factory, a Marine barracks, Robo-Miner. Let's get the missile base, holo simulator, star base. Now, I have had it suggested to me that we should build that star base up first because a missile base is always a last-minute purchase we can usually squeeze out if we need it. I think that's very solid advice. But we're not really in a place where our colonies are under threat. At the scale we're at, we can absorb an invasion. We can absorb the loss of a colony. And we have the fleet size to kind of retreat back. So I almost like getting that missile base a little bit sooner. Obviously, it can be built up quite a bit more quickly than a star base. So for instance, build time, 61 versus star base is 201. So it's over 3 times longer to build a star base. And a missile base coupled with a ship with a line or two could pose a reasonable threat. So I understand the logic, but a star base is a pretty significant investment. So I'm going to hold off on that for the time being. And probably keep the missile base before star base. Now, if we were at a more nascent phase of development, and we had to be really choosy about what we were building in what order, I would see potentially trying to rush that star base as soon as possible for the long-term viability of the colony. But in this case, I think it can be pushed down the ladder. We also don't need the star bases for command points. Oftentimes, when you're dealing with fleet logistics, you need to constantly push forward your total command capabilities via star bases. But we have a surplus, a glut of command points. We're at plus 29 right now. We're not running out. So we finished the turn here. We've got a freighter fleet completed, pollution processor, soil enrichment, a missile 1.0, which we're going to send to the front immediately, and another transport. That's fantastic. Robo-Miner plant completed here on Zoth. One of our less quality Zoths, but it's growing. So what do they want? Yeah, let's get that missile base, research, holo simulator, spaceport, starbase, stock exchange, biosphere. Yeah, they'll need it at some point. They've got plenty of headroom though. Geez, that'll actually grow to a decent sized colony with a population of 16 without the biosphere. We'll hit return. We just completed the transport here. This is New Terra Prime, massive production. Look at this. For all this 100 plus production, we've only got 3 barrels of waste. And that's why I'm not probably going to dip into that atmospheric or the recyclotron, I think it is. So that being said, what do we want? We want another Purger 1.5, of course. We'll hit OK, hit return. Here's the missile. Do I have another missile ship en route somewhere? Though I could have sworn we'd finished one. Hold on, I'm just sorting through my fleets real quick. There it is. 2 turns to Slaw. Yeah, I'd really like that missile ship in there. Now, I want to send the other missile to the Dolt system for the invasion of Draconis. Oh my gosh. We just had a flip here, folks. Draconis just flipped from Alkari to Darlock. Fascinating. Here's a massive transport fleet in orbit of Alkari transports. But at this point, the Alkari seem to be falling back. And I also have this Alkari battleships falling back from Nam to Halai. Wow. The Xenos are at war with each other. That's fantastic. As long as they're not focusing on us, they're focusing on each other, clearly. Let's advance this fleet from Avalar to Ramad. And we will consolidate all these Xenos ships along with some of our additional transports. Do we need more transports here at Slide? No, we've got 3 there for now, which is fine. Okay, we'll let's get some bodies on transports. We will take a few volunteers from our population, some factory workers, and we will get them en route to some of these wonderful newly conquered worlds. Let's see, did we get someone in here? Let's sort by name just to make this easier to find. Have we sent someone from Doltz yet? Or someone to Horn? Ah, dang it. I wish there was a way to see your freighter fleets transporting colonists en route, but there isn't that I'm aware of. So now I'm struggling to remember if we have folks en route to Doltz or the Horn system. Question. Now, Horn has a few turns, and we are a little bit limited on how many people we have to send. So I was thinking maybe we take someone off of Zolth and send them to Slaw 4 there. Let's do that real quickly. Yeah, we'll grab this worker from Zolth 2 and send them off to Slaw 4. We'll hit yes, close, and gosh, we'll need more freighter fleets. But I would imagine we are so short on freighter fleets right now because of the number of colonists we have en route between systems. So that should fix itself shortly. And let's advance our turn. Marine barracks, missile base, holo simulator, spaceport, missile base. Fantastic. And yeah, let's load up these queues here with additional stuff. So I could see holo simulator, spaceport, stock exchange, biospheres. That'll probably be suitable for the time being. We may want to rush build some of these weather controllers actually on some of our farming worlds at this point. They look good over here. What else could we want? I would say let's get another freighter fleet in there. Let's get another transport. Let's get another spy. So we'll just kind of have these guys sort through some of the consumables we need. We never can have too many of those types of ships. However, we've got plenty of BC collection right now. Let's sort by food production. Here at New Terra, they're working on a missile base. Cool, but let's get a weather controller moved to the top of that. We actually will convert some of those missiles to spreading weather control low altitude satellites up into orbit. That should fix this. So that'll be a massive help, and we will have that done. Let's rush build. Yeah, we'll rush build one of them. Why not? We have the coin. And then of course Zo 3 is working on that purger. I don't want to. I'm debating whether we should interrupt that process. Slaw's finishing the missile base. Ramad, Star Base, they'll have that done soon. Let's just get the weather controllers into the queues here. I'm not going to bump them ahead. Well, I will this one too. Right behind the missile base. And we'll put one in right behind the Star Base there. So these are many of the large capital worlds, very well stocked up. And let's see, we are terraforming here because this is one of our basic farming worlds. We'll take that weather controller and we'll put it right up behind the terraforming. So it'll be a little bit, but over the next year, those weather control facilities will come into play and we'll have no issues with food production at that point. Now, interestingly, because of the amount of surplus food we are generating currently, that is being converted into BC for our tax base. It roughly 2 food to a single galactic credit, which isn't bad. Now, does that mean at some point we can drop our tax rate from 10% to 0%? No. We do need some amount of tax rate. You can see the difference there is sitting at well over 170 differential of the credits. So 10% is not bad, though it's a very small bleed from our production base. We'll advance a turn, and again, we're waiting for the missile ship to get to Slaw. Do we have her? Yes, there it is. 8 battleships, 1 cruiser. We are now ready for the fight of Slaw 2. So as always, we'll rush our ship forward as far as possible. Fire everything we've got onto the planetary surface. We'll hit done. So actually a pretty good sized invasionary fleet, but we know how tough the missile flights and the fighter squadrons can be coming out of these planets. So we're a little cautious. Again, counting on our point defense network, flak networks to cut through some of that, although we do have trouble targeting those smaller ships. The reality is that we rely on the human eye quite a bit to select targets, since we really don't trust AI-driven units within our fleet. Crude circuits, we dare not even call them thinking circuits. Mainly just trying to draw attention to moving targets and differentiating friend from foe. That's the type of thing we have our circuits control. But we don't let them make choices. Ultimately, it's a Terran there squeezing the trigger, making the final choice, and trying to track the objects. Sort of a gut feeling. So it makes us alive, you could say. You don't want to leave that to a machine. We'll tuck this ship in here behind this one. Fire again. And you'll notice, as you have all observed at this point, most of our nuclear missile salvos are 2 salvos of 2 missiles. Each missile has 4 warheads, so they hit with quite a bit of force. Now, as planetary barriers are developed, we're going to start losing a lot of impact. But the missile ship in particular is rocking 5 Mercurite missiles non-merved for extra individual punch, as well as 6 merved standard nukes. So it's 11 total missiles with a massive amount of firepower. We will fire everything. We'll let both salvos get out before we retreat that missile. And we'll do a quick scan of the missile just to remind anyone that it is sitting at just 120 structure, 120 armor. That's with the Zortrium, but it has no reinforced hull and no hardened armor, heavy armor. We'll hit done. They're tearing into our lead ship, the Persia 1.4. This is one of the older models. We'll get her in there nice and close. We scored no hits. Dang it. Firing on the planet. We'll hit done. We'll move this ship forward. We got 2 of those. It's not bad. We'll move the ship in. Firing again on the planet. We'll hit done. Move this ship in. We got 1. Gosh, that is pathetic. Man, we got to get some better targeting computers here. We'll hit done. Yeah, let's get this ship in here. We got 2 missiles on that one. Not bad. Fire on the planet. We'll have the starbase next round of combat. Won't even be a question. Let's get this ship in. Fire on the missiles down to 7. We got 2 more. That's not bad. We'll hit done. Get this ship in. Firing. 1 missile tagged. Firing on the planet again. We'll hit done. Get these guys in here. 2 more missiles. So that salvo is nearly burned down. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And we'll bring this ship in the back here. Firing. We got 2 more. Now, the fighter squadron is going to be coming in hot. We will hopefully be able to cut them down with this tight-knit group. And again, we will fire our missiles, and we will click the retreat option. Now, this is fantastic. I see the fighters in that salvo of missiles are headed out towards the missile ship down here to the celestial southwest. You can just tell they've overflown all of our ships to the line. That ship retreats. That means those enemy incoming fast ships are going to have to turn around and make their way back. I don't mind that at all. Let's close the gap to the battle station. We will target. We got a single one. Great. And what do we want to do? It looks like the planetary surface is scoured clean. Fantastic. Let's lay everything we have into the starbase. We'll punch through that shielding there. We'll get this ship in nice and tight. And this should get us all the way through the shields. Shields are down. That's it, folks. We will board. Battle station's ours. Of course, 2 killed, but we took out 40. And we'll do a quick... can we fire on? No, let's see. Oh, dang. They did some serious damage, but they did not destroy ship of the line. But you could see, I saw the number 440 pop up. Serious damage to one of our ships. We'll invade. And let's see. 16 Marines. We'll see if we take any losses. Not a single one. Yeah, at this point, I would guess with the proper marine barracks built up on a planetary surface, one of our colonies, I would imagine they could drop 100 Marines against us trying to conquer a colony. Wouldn't be able to take it from a single Marine garrison at this point. Truly, I think we could counteract 100 Marines. So we might find out one of these days. I almost and hoping that they would be willing to try and come against us so we could test it. Here are this malevolent, highly advanced Xenos fleet punching into the pocket dimension. I don't see where they're at yet, but they're somewhere. We may have to contend with them. Now, I have a hope to try to use tractor beams to capture one of those ships and extract technology from it. I don't know if it's possible, but some of my commanders, the leaders among the Marines, think it's certainly possible, and they're chomping at the bit for a chance to do it. We've arrived at the Gato system. There's a single barren, medium, abundant planet. It's not bad. Nothing wrong with that. The Soccer have stolen our personal shield. Oh. That's a big blow to us, folks. That's a problem. Our Marines are still far better because they're Terran. They're Space Marines. However, they'll be able to easily, within a matter of weeks, update all of the Marines with that personal shield generator, which will greatly reduce the efficacy of our Marines against them in ship-to-ship actions. How is that possible? How is our... I guess we're working on a spy technology right now to help prevent that. Here we go. Weather controller completed. Now, if you recall, we were sitting at about a plus 28 on our food production. We are now at a plus 71 on the food production because of this single weather controller. Yes, that is how efficacious that technology is for our hardworking farmers. Supercomputer finished. Missile 1.0 finished. Persia 1.5, Biosphere, and a freighter fleet. That's fantastic. Annihilate the Conquered. Yeah. The Xeno pollution needs to be swept from this planetary surface. So what are we going to need to do that? Well, we're going to need some Marines to facilitate their shuffling off of this mortal coil. And then we'll do that missile base, holo simulator, starbase, stock exchange, supercomputer, weather controller. Yeah, this is a great food production world here. The Sloth system was really developed to produce a massive amount of food for the very large population the Sakra at one point had. Less so now. We're seeing to that. All right, what else do we need here? Not a farming world at all. I think they're good where they're at. Let's get more spies. Jeez. Yeah? Yeah. Let's just load them up on spies. We'll keep them busy for the next year doing that for us. Persia 1.5 completed. We have something of a pollution issue here. It's not untenable, but it's not great. Let's get that atmospheric renewer into the queue there, folks. Clean this up a little bit. Auri, of course, is a hard-working Terran woman who helps reduce pollution on the system she lives in. Here in the Rigel system, we've got a couple colonies. She, I think, knocks 45% off of all their pollution, but even she's struggling to keep up with that right now. We have the supercomputer completed here at Tau. This little colony is growing very nicely. No complaints. And in fact, we could probably strip away one of the farmers right now. Now you can see they're self-sufficient. 5 food for 5 colonists. They're not adding anything to our surplus, but we have so much extra food at this point. It's probably not a bad choice. See a little bit of pollution I'm slightly concerned about. We'll get that tackled at some point here. But let's get that holo simulator. Spaceport followed by the pollution processor. Then a stock exchange. I'm not going to worry about the atmospheric renewer just yet, but maybe a weather controller. Since they do farm, sure, why not? Hit return. Oh, wow. Okay. I see the Xenos fleet en route 5 months out to Thog. Thog will never be able to sustain... it's a new colony. Let's just check on the Thog system. Single world, they don't even have a missile base there yet. They have no defenses. We'll actually probably jump in here and buy something for them outright. Yeah, let's change the Robo Miner to I don't want to overdo it. Let's jump the missile base up above there. That should get completed right away. Yes, 1 turn. Perfect. We'll hit return. Now, let's scan the fleet long-range sensors. They're actually passing through the accretion disk of a black hole. I mean, I want you to think about the technology that would be required to withstand that level of radiation coming off of that black hole. Still to navigate the thruster power to overcome the extreme space-time distortions around something like that. We'll hit scan. Oh my. 2 destroyer-class Xeno ships. And they are monstrously alien. I can make neither heads nor tails of that bizarre design. But they're 5 turns out. That black hole must be slowing them down somewhat to navigate. So, can we get some ships of the line with tractor beams? If those are truly destroyers, hold on. They are a single modern Persia 1.5 with 2 tractor beams can immobilize a single one of those destroyers. It's size category 2. 2 tractor beams is what's required. And then the Marines board. I can only imagine finding a xenomorph-like monstrosity in the enclosed confines of their own ship's corridors and air systems. Ugh. Nothing the Marines can't handle, though. We've got 5 turns to get them there. Let's see what we've got at Dolts. Geez, I'm tempted to send the entire damn fleet. I want those ships. Let's send all the modern Purgers. We won't send any of the transports, and we'll leave one of the older Purger 1.2 ships of the line behind. Dog in 2 turns. So we'll have a fleet there to meet them. We'll destroy the ships for sure. I think, I mean, I'm not saying that 2 destroyers aren't quite formidable, but that's a lot of ships of the line. Plus we'll have the missile base, which will be firing the Mercuryite missiles with improved warhead capability. Thog will survive, but will we be able to capture one of their ships? It's a great question. Okay, let's... Oh, there's our scout at Gato. Interesting. Let's send it on to this other little red star. See what's there. We have ships en route to Dolts because we are building up that fleet. That's a missile ship and a transport. So what do we have orbiting Rigel right now? Excellent. Yeah, Purger 1.5. We'll send it on to Dolts. And what's in orbit of New Terra? Hold on. Right there is another missile ship. Yeah, let's get that one en route to Slaw. Might as well. I don't actually think we need more than 1 missile ship in any given fleet, but we might break apart to 3 fleets here in the short term. And Ramad is sitting cozy with their Xeno ship defending. And Slaw has completely collapsed. Let's do a quick scan of the Xenos fleets. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know what I'd like to do. In orbit around Delta is a transport-only fleet. Let's send our entire fleet onto Delta. I want to flush out those transports and try and goad them to take on Slaw. Although they have the personal shields. I would like to see how our Marines hold up against their Marines. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll take the bait. Obviously, we can always send the fleet in from Ramad to clean up any damage they do to the Slaw system. But right now, those worlds are really just Xenos occupied. So, yeah. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. However, let's get another colonist en route to Slaw 2 we just conquered. So we'll grab a worker from Zoth and send them en route. There we go. So we are getting those colonized as we go. And then Dolts did have a colonist en route. That's done. No one at Horn yet? Shit. Let's pluck someone off of Gammas. How far is that? Yeah, it's a little far. Sure. We'll send a colonist from Gammas to Horn. Why not? 6 turns. Ugh. Declined by user due to 6-turn delay. Yeah, let's put them back. Hold on. We're going to find a slightly closer world here. Mentar? Yeah, let's grab someone from Mentar. I think there's got to be a few colonists on Mentar right now. Yeah, we got 3. Okay, so we'll grab someone from Mentar and send them to Horn. They'll be there in 5 turns. Jeez Louise, that is slow transportation. Okay, and then under production, let's just see. Yeah, we've got some purgers in the queue. That's fine. Transport's coming down. A lot of star bases in the production queue. I was looking, though, for some systems that need help with the auto factories. Let's get a couple of these really poor worlds built up. New auto factories helping them out there. No sense in having them limp along. And you notice our income is up to plus 94 credits. That's because of our massive food surplus, which I don't mind at all. And then let's check the races tab. How did the Sakura steal our personal shield? It's because our agents are so crappy. I don't want more technology leaking out. Listen, the Sakura are going to fold, but the Sakura could bleed technology to these Xenos before we wipe them out. So I'm going to retreat all agents back to defense until we get the cybersecurity link completed. And we'll hit turn. Combat at Delta. Fantastic. 1 cruiser, 2 battleships, 20 transports. They're going to stand against us? All right. Yeah, we'll take Delta. Let's do it. They're going to fight. That's fine. That's fine by me. I really wanted to see those transports go in against our Marines on the ground. But yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, let's take the planetary surface as we normally do. Until our ships can get within range, we don't need to worry about boarding and taking those crafts. So we'll just we'll let them sit for the time being. And we'll send everything we have. Boom. Firing. Those auto, the auto fire mass drivers take a little bit of time to get those shots off. 3 salvos from each of them. Auto fire is a nice feature, I must say. Although we're not particularly accurate, so it's slightly annoying. Get the ship in. Fire on the planet. We'll hit done. Start tucking these ships in, closing our flak shield, our arc. We'll hit done. This is about as big of a fleet as I personally like to command, just because of the amount of time it takes to work through all the ships. I like a nice tight squadron, 6, 7, 8 ships at max, just to keep battles brisk. Now, granted, you may need more ships than that. I can imagine going up against that Guardian monstrosity around Orion. We might have to send everything we have. I don't know. We'll hit done. And finally, missile ship. Missiles away. We'll hit done. So we'll see if they target that missile ship again. I see the fighter garrison ships coming out towards the southwest. So if anything, it's a good decoy ship. Because it's smaller and weaker, they... based off their scans and calculations, they think this is a ship we can destroy. So they target it early, but it just retreats out before anything can get there. So it's a pretty good option. Let's start closing the gap here. We will target some of these missile salvos. We got 3. It's not bad. And what do we fire on the planetary surface? Yeah, there's no point in taking on... Well, no, there is a point. Hold on. Let's fire everything we have with the Viper. We can start punching through because they're targeting this ship, so we're not going to get any closer. However, one of our other ships might be able to get in there. And we'll hit done. And we'll advance this ship to here. We will fire on the missile salvo. We will close in. Is there a missile flight trying to target that? Oh, there is. Oh, interesting. We'll just move through the missiles. There we go. And we will not fire our missile salvo. We'll fire everything onto the ship. Front shields are down. Missiles away at the planet. We'll hit wait. We will advance this ship in. We will fire on... Ah, crap. Didn't mean to do that. I was trying to target those missiles. We'll hit wait. We'll get this ship in here. Fire on those. We got them both. That's nice. We'll turn off our missiles. We will immobilize the Viper. It is immobilized, and we'll fire our missiles onto the planet. We'll hit done. We'll advance this ship in. Can we fire on the missiles only? Where are those missiles at? Shit, they're snugged in against the battleship. There we go. We got one of the 15. That's not bad. We will fire everything else on this crud. What category is this ship? Cruiser or destroyer? It looks like a destroyer. Is it not telling us what size category it is? It's really hard to tell if that is a cruiser or destroyer. Well, we'll find out by how many tractor beams it takes, I guess. We will fire onto the planetary surface, and we will hit done. Let's have these other... Ah, crap. I didn't mean to do done. We could still board the ship. Let's get this ship of the line in. Let's have her fire on the missile flight. Right. Not our missiles. Their missiles. They fire. We'll hit disable the nuclear missiles. We'll fire onto the Cobra, getting that tractor beam on there. She's not immobilized and her shields are not down. We'll fire the nukes onto the planet. We will hit done. Let's get... Oh, can we get this ship in close enough to board? Yeah. Right here. Hopefully. We'll turn off the nukes. We will fire on the ship. It is immobilized and all of her shields are still up. How is that possible? Wow, that's a tough little cookie. All right, we'll hit done. I should have waited on this battleship. I didn't. It stinks. It is what it is. Can we punch through the shielding, though, on this side? Probably. I could see the ship self-destructing right now. On its turn, that is to say. And finally, the missile ship fires its missiles, and we will retreat. Here we are. This is one of our ships that waited. We will board the ship of the line. We took the ship. They didn't kill any of ours. Their defender bonus is only sitting at 45. I thought the personal shields would have pushed them up past that. I thought they were at 45. Not sure what's going on there. Interesting. We will hit done. And... Oh, good. We did take the ship's shields down, and we did wait on this ship. Oh, this was the ship we were going to have take on the ship of the line, but we waited there so it can easily board this cruiser. We'll capture it. One loss. Interesting. We'll hit done. Oh, boy. That was the ship of the line just taken out right there. Their star base battle station did a good job of taking out incoming missile flights against the planet. Missile ship retreats. Let's scan the planet. It still has a fighter garrison. That's actually not that bad. It'll take a few more turns till the fighter garrison can send out another fleet. So while we're waiting, let's fire on these missiles. We got them. Let's jump ahead. Oh no, that's not going to work. Let's start immobilizing this ship then. We'll hit done. Actually, let's hit wait. We will have these guys fire here on those missiles. We got one of them. We will jump ahead to the star base. We're going to ignore the missile warning. Move ahead. Fire everything. We're going to try and start punching through the shield here. That's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit to do that. We'll advance forward. We'll fire everything again, trying to knock out the front shield as well as immobilize this ship. So she will start to fall. We'll get this. We're going to crack this little nut. Let's get this ship in, and again, we will... might as well fire on the missile salvo. We got one of them. It's not so great. Trying to punch through these shields. We will wait there. We are going to sneak this ship in, and let's disable the tractor beam. Fire on the battle station to punch through the shields. Shields down, and then we will tractor beam this ship to immobilize. We'll hit done. What else do we got down here? Oh boy, we got a whole nest of interceptors. We fired and got 3 of them. We'll advance forward. Yeah, let's fire on the southern facing here. Shields are down, so the starbase will be ours. We will hit done. Let's get this ship's tractor beam onto this ship. She will be immobilized. That means she's ours. We'll hit done. And yeah, let's board. 5 Marines left. Remember, we sent 10, then 5. We lost one. We killed 19. The ship is ours. Fantastic. And yeah, we'll... I guess we don't need to advance. We'll just hit done. And let's board here. 10 in. We lose 4. That's pretty good defense. And we will hit done. Ooh, yeah. Oh, shit. That fighter garrison's still up. Oh, my lord. I kind of messed that up a little bit. Here, we need to take out some fighters here and fire everything we got down on the ship. Or on the planet. Here, let's move forward. We have bombs. Yes. There we go. The fighter garrison is still holding on, though. Hit done. Fire on the interceptors. Move our ship in. There we go. That is done. So we lost a single ship of the line. It's not bad. We'll invade. That may very well be the last of the soccer fleet at this point. No losses. Fantastic. Excellent. Our Marines have captured the Range Master unit. Corrects for long-range targeting and inaccuracies. The actual range is divided by 3 for purposes of to-hit bonuses only. So, yeah, we could put that module onto our ships. It again, does take up space. So we have quite a few modules we're already using. And the scouts arrive at the Delta system. Fantastic. It is ours. It has a stable wormhole. Scouts arrive at the Pliny system. Down here in the Celestial Southeast, nothing there. Spy completed. Missile base, Purger, atmospheric manure, spy. That's fantastic. We're building up those spies. Robominer completed here on Tau Prime. What else can they use? Everything. They need everything. Okay. Holo Simulator, Missile Base, Research Lab, Spaceport, Starbase, Stock Exchange, Supercomputer. We'll hit done. Actually, Tau Prime only has max pop of 3, so let's pop the supercomputer out of there. Let's get the biosphere in, and let's bump the biosphere in after the Holo Simulator, so they don't hit max pop too soon. We'll hit return. How are we doing here? Rigel 2's looking great. No pollution. Between Owry and that atmospheric renewer, they have 100% efficiency. Not a single scrap of production is lost. But they are ready to start on the Purger 1.5. We'll keep that going for the time being. Can never have too many battleships, folks. Yeah, we're going to annihilate these Xenos. And as always, to help facilitate that, we need a Marine barracks, followed by a missile base, starbase, holo simulator, stock exchange, supercomputer, and weather controller. Yeah, we'll hit return. Purge 1.5 is completed here on New Terra. Geez. Is there a redesign we need to do on our battleship at this point? Let's just take a look here. I don't think we have enough new stuff. No. Yeah, we don't. We don't have any extra space. I'm not going to worry about it. The 1.5 is, honestly, for our purposes, a perfect ship at this point. I have no complaints. Its performance has been exceptional in every conflict up to this point. Let's get our troop transports onto the Dolt system, and New Terra has a new battleship in orbit. We'll send that to the Sloth system, especially considering we took that loss to a single battleship taking Delta. Now, I see their transport fleet is returning to Ross. Sure. Yeah, we don't care. And let's advance our fleet then with one transport back to Tarkuta. Sure. There you go. And let's advance our transport from Slaw to Tarkuta to meet up with the fleet there. So we'll keep them in transports. Actually, we should send all of our transports. Do we have any extras? Yeah, we got 3 more. We'll send these 3 transports onto Tarkuta as well. So I'm not really willing to break off a third battle group just yet. And we'll leave the scout at the Pliny system down here. And Pliny was just a void system, right? There was just an empty star. Yeah. Actually, we'll use the scout to cover the Gato system. It has a decent planet. It may drive off any Xenos from trying to colonize it. But I believe at this point, that's every star system revealed to us. Well, I mean, I guess we haven't actually seen these ones. But they have a Xenos presence, so we're not going to send a scout out there. Let's Gosh, our BC production is, again, off the charts. No complaints there. Let's get a colonist en route to Delta. So, again, Zoth is probably... or maybe Null. Let's sort by name. Do we have a couple of people at Null? Yeah, we do. Null's kind of up in that section of the pocket dimension. So we will grab a colonist and send them on to Delta in 4 turns. Perfect. That will work well for us. A lot of purgers in the queue. Let's hit return. And I'm really waiting to start utilizing these spies. But again, the cybersecurity link should take them to a useful tier. Colony base completed at Cetus for a toxic 10 pop ultra poor low G. That is a shit world. I don't. 1 production. That is abysmal. Let's get the automated factory, marine barracks, robo miner, holo simulator. With all that combined, it should allow these people to become pretty good workers. We'll get the missile base in there, maybe the star base, research lab. Yeah, they'll start there. They'll be busy for a while. Scouts arrive in Tarkuta. 3 more planets. Wow. Oh, and these are good ones. Rich, abundant, ultra rich. Pretty good sized populations. They're all well defended with orbital stations, missile bases, and fighter garrisons. Single transport ship. We will wait for the rest of the fleet to arrive to commence that invasion. Missile 1.0. Last Conquered Illyrian destroyed at Horn. Thank goodness. I think they're completely extinct from our pocket dimension now, which makes me rest a lot easier at night, I'll tell you what. Marine barracks, spy, starbase, research lab, completed. All right, we're at Ramad 2. Oh my gosh, they're growing so slowly at Ramad. I cannot say that word. Holy crud. Holo simulator, yeah. Starbase, sure. Stock exchange, supercomputer. Are we going to turn this into a food production world? We don't really need to. We could. It would take a lot, though. Soil enrichment, plus terraforming, plus weather control. I don't think I want to do that. We have so much food at this point. It's not necessary. Starbase completed here at Simac. Simac's growing nicely. That's coming right along. Now, it looks like they could use some help with food production. They are growing their own food, but they're extremely inefficient at it. So, that being said, let's get them missile base, holo simulator, soil enrichment, spaceport, supercomputer, stock exchange, terraforming. Now let's get the weather controller first. We'll worry about terraforming later. So one of Rashiki's systems. This is Grass's system. Missile base completed at New Terra. Do they need it? Not really, but they've got it. Let's have them keep working on purgers here, folks. Now, I can see our command point overhead is slowly collapsing. We're building ships at quite a rate right now, as well as all the ships we capture. What did we capture? 3 new ships in the last fight alone? 2 ships of the line and 1 cruiser? Our fleet's always growing. And in fact, I would love to break those ships out of the fight. I would really like for these Xeno ships to be sent back with the mothball fleet, the rear guard fleet, for lack of a better word. Here we are, New Terra, with another missile ship. Let's send that one on to Dolts for their invasion. So it's a couple of missile ships with each fleet. That's fantastic. And here we are at Thog, waiting for the Xenos to fall upon us. We'll hit turn. Select combat at Tarkuta. Yeah, we're ready to go. Actually, I would like to pluck those Xeno ships out of there. Is that a good idea? Yeah, I'm going to skip on that combat for one more turn. Missile base, marine barracks, holo simulator, star base completed. And geez, Gamis has been working on those spies for us, which is nice. Don't really need anything over here. Do they have any pollution? They actually do. They have a significant amount of pollution. Let's get that atmospheric renewer. That'll help them out. And then we'll have them, let's throw in a freighter fleet, and let's have them start generating troop transports. We'll keep pushing through with those. Hit return. So what I wanted to do was I did want to pluck out the Xenos ships from our fleet and send them back to Ramad. There you go. Close. And we have a hell of a fleet there. I could actually see sending this entire Xenos fleet in against the Guardian at Orion, just as a lark. But what do we care for Xenos technology? There's that massive transport fleet in orbit of Ross. But we'll have a few turns to finish conquering the entire Tarkuda system, 3 planets. But yeah, we'll keep pushing ahead here. This looks good. Looks very good. See if we can help with a autofac. Yeah. Cetus, this is that super poor planet, right? Yeah, there we go. That'll help jumpstart the production there. We always want to help with those initial colonies, getting them kick-started. So, Slaw 2, do they have someone en route? Let's grab someone from Zoth. And does Ramad not have anyone? Send someone to Ramad. And let's pick a farmer from Zoth and send them off to Slaw 2, just in case. Probably there's settlers and roots, but we certainly don't need all the farmers we have. So we'll keep a tight eye on that. I'm scanning through to make sure there aren't any other colonies without colonists. We don't want Xenos, but we do want Terrans. Ramad 3 has no one. Okay. Let's pluck someone away from Zoth's farming. Again, we have more than enough farmers at this point. Our food production is sitting at 102. Yeah. And we will drop that colonist to Ramad 3. We'll be there in 3 turns. Perfect. We'll hit done. And we're having a deficit of freighter fleets. But I believe we have freighter fleets in production on some colonies? Maybe not. Yeah. That's not great. Okay, let's do this. Here, at Null 1, they're working on a Purger in 19 turns. Let's get more freighter fleets generated. Let's just load it up. 5 of them. Boom. We have such a massive tax rate, or production base, we can absorb it. I'm not even worried about efficiencies at this point. I'm worried about conquest. There we go. Freighter fleet completed. Spy, weather controller, starbase, holo simulator, and starvation in New Terra 2. Because we had a shortage of freighter fleets. It's nothing the Terran people aren't used to is a little bit of starvation. They will be fine. You got to think about how hard it was when we first started with our single command ship, the Titan Dasher. Yeah. Wow, that was a long time ago. And that was a struggle. It's a small miracle we survived, but the Emperor saw us through. So, that being said, what do we want? We want more spies. I'm going to load this queue up on spies here. Why not? We'll hit return. I think we're going to have that Xenos fight next round. And actually, let's engage enemy forces at Tarkuda. We are ready for that fight as well. I want to make sure it doesn't get skipped. Antaran fleet attacking Terran at colony of Thog Prime. This is fantastic. Now, we had just generated a missile base. I don't think we want to use the missiles. I think we just want to rush in and have our Marines capture these damn ships. Now, let's do a quick scan. Do these ships have 1 or 2 tractor beams? Persia 1.4 has 1. 1.4 has 1. 1.4 has 1. Okay, so it looks like there's 1 on each. Not a problem. So we're going to hit done for the missile base. We have a total of 4 battleships. So we want all the battleships to close ranks, turn on tractor beams, and board. It may take a couple of groups of Marines to capture the ships. Their xenomorph army could be that hard to crack. I can't say for certain, but the nice thing is we can get our ships right in there real damn quick. So we will advance. They have no shields. They have no shields. Really, all we need to do is tractor beam them and wait. Let's get this ship in here. Turn off everything. Oh, this is fascinating. Will this work? Tractor beam. Wait. Get the ship in here. Turn off all weapon systems. Tractor beam. Ships immobilized. Board. 10 Marines. They had 8 defenders. 6 are killed. 2 defenders left. They killed all 10 of our Marines. They wiped out 10 Marines to a man. However, we have more battleships. We have more Marines. Their brave sacrifice against the Xeno monstrosities. I need you to think about this. 6 of those creatures, 8 of them were able to take out all of our Marines. Like, truly horrific. The combat in those corridors, it's almost unimaginable. Let's hit done. Let's get the ship in. Same thing. These Marines that we're sending in, we won't see them again. They're going on a, I'm not going to say a suicide mission, but they probably won't survive. They know it, but they will win in the end because their brothers will win. That's what matters. And honestly, in the fight against the Xenos that infest every part of our universe, the survival of the Terran is all that matters. The ship is immobilized. We will board. Good luck, fellas. Emperor, watch over you. You're going to need it. Shit. What just happened? What just happened? Our 10 Marines took out all the defenders. 1 Marine survived the invasion, but as he closed in on the command console, the ship self-destructed? One of 2 things happened. Either the ship has some sort of mental link to its pilots, to its crew, and when it no longer detects their mental energies because they've all been slain by our Marines, the ship has a dead man switch. Self-destructs. The other possibility is that our last Marine saw something on that ship that he knew he couldn't expose the rest of the Terrans to, and destroyed the ship himself to keep the rest of us safe. That's a possibility. But I just pointed out because that's the level of nightmare that these Terrans represent to us. The anti-Terrans, I dare say. Ship's gone. Dang it. We'll hit done. We'll move in. We'll hit done. We'll move in. See if we can board from here. It's a little ways off. Ship's out of range. We'll hit done. Move the ship into here. Oh, sorry. Into here. Here. What? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm on board. That was weird. Okay, done. When you have the boarding action select, you can't move your damn ship. Okay, we'll zip in and we will hit done. We had 1 ship waiting. Yeah, let's board. I have a bad feeling about this, but we dare. Those who don't dare don't win. Capture. Yeah. We weren't able to take the damn ship. And we didn't lose any ships. We easily rejected their invasion of our space. So we know we can handle them. But we didn't capture their ships. Dang, I really wanted one of those Xeno ships. Okay, well, we're on to the battle of... Yeah, let's take on the largest ship with the battle station. So this will be the toughest of the fights. Well, that was interesting. I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. I never tried something like that. I've never heard of something like that tried, to be quite honest. Fire on the planet. You folks know the drill. We do have to command very directly here, because what would happen is if we didn't fight this way, our battleships would try and do a standoff fight, trading blows with the battle station rather than just sending Marines on board and capturing it with minimal losses. We could actually lose a significant chunk of the fleet if we just send our commanders weapon free. So that's why we don't do that. We always deliberately move in. But this is a great sized fleet for this type of invasion. It seems to be the perfect way to crack a planetary system with minimal losses and relatively quick fight. I know it can get a bit dull to see colony after colony fall this way, but you have to take some pleasure in seeing the downfall of your enemies, hearing their lamentations across the radio waves as their voices go quiet forever, as it's meant to be. We'll hit done. Another battleship. Oh, I guess our missile ship is up to the north there. Fine. We'll fire. We will hit done, and missile ship, missiles away. We'll hit done. They might be able to get one of our battleships. We'll see what happens here as we close in. Yeah, missiles inbound. Again, we can barely hit the damn things. It's very frustrating. I don't even think the Range Master unit would help us with that. It reduces ranged hit penalties by 3/4, but we're functionally at point-blank range when we're firing on these damn missile salvos anyway, so I don't really know what else we could do. Can't target the fighters individually. Advance these guys. Fire on those missiles there. Get this ship in. Fire on the planet. Get done. Same process here. Firing on the missiles, are down to 9 in that salvo. And the reason we do that is we're just trying to prevent one of our ships of the line from being destroyed. We are never wasteful deliberately. We are willing to sacrifice any ship, or any marine, any citizen, but for a purpose, for the purpose of winning and survival. We're not just willy-nilly wasting them away. So we'll try and preserve our ships whenever possible. Firing on the missiles, we got a single one of them, better than nothing. Hit done. Advancing this battleship in. Firing there, we got one more. Hit done. And finally, missile salvo fired away and retreat the missile ship out. Battle station is defending the planet quite well, but you see a lot of missiles impacting the surface. There goes the missile ship. What do we got? Let's just check the planet real quick. It still has a functional missile base, so yeah, we need to keep firing on it. Let's start taking out those interceptors. We actually just tagged 3 of them. Nice. And we'll fire on the planet. And we'll hit done. Geez, we may lose this ship. She's taken a massive amount of damage, so it's very possible that ship will not survive this conflict. Let's fire on the interceptors. We got 3 more. Closing with the star base. Oh, geez, that squadron's right on her. We're going to punch through. Ah, dang it, I should have fired the missiles at the planet. That's fine. But we do want to board this station. And I shouldn't have. We advance forward. Going to fire on the fighters. Going to fire on the star base. Shields are down. Let's see if we can board her through that gap. Yeah. She's ours. 4 losses. We'll hit, see if we can, our fusion bombs can hit the planet. No, too far away. Can we get the ship in closer? Not with the missile warning. No, we don't want to mess with that. We'll scoot this guy in here. We'll fire the interceptors off. And he'll fire on the planet. We'll hit done. Let's get the ship in. Fire on those missiles. I only got a single one. That's a bummer. And let's zip the ship in all the way and start throwing some bombs down on the surface. 16 points of damage. That's not bad. Let's get the ship into here. Fire on those interceptors. And then fire on the planet. Hit done. Gosh, look at this wall. I mean, look at missile salvo, fighters, more missiles. They just push out so much death. It is quite disturbing how effective they are. We nearly got this missile base down. Oof. We did it. No ships of the line lost. Some of them were just on the verge of destruction, though. That was impressive. We'll invade. I expect no casualties among our drop ships. Yeah, We're fine. Total victory. And we captured another technology. This is fantastic. It's really going our way with technology. It's the battle station. Heavily armored starbase with +4 parsec scanning range bonus. Adds 10% to the offense of ships in combat around it. That's nice. And replaces the starbase. Yeah, and I believe it also gives us an additional command point over a regular starbase. So we do have to build them, though. They're considerable structures. And then here's our scientist, our tech priest reporting in. Cybersecurity link. Provides a direct mental link to computers, allowing spies to circumvent any automated security systems. Adds a +10 to all spy rolls. Thank you. That is extremely helpful. And the range master, we captured that from combat. It's a little glitch. Sometimes they get very excited. They tell us about stuff we already know we have. They're patting themselves on the back. What are you going to do? Tech priest, am I right? Come on. So, what do we think? Auto repair unit, cyclotron. Auto repair unit, cyclotron. Allows scrap material reuse, reducing construction costs. Every unit of population generates 1 production? And this does not count towards the pollution level? Oh, that is good. I'm not saying the auto repair unit's not a good option. However, it does take up a module in space on a ship. We don't need it. Our ships are awesome. We're going to take the recyclotron. That'll be the last technology that tier will have it in 6 turns. Here we go. Freighter fleet completed. Stock exchange. Spy. Terraforming. New spy. And another transport. Will it close? We will annihilate the Xeno scum from Tarkuta 2. We'll change this over to the Marine Barracks. They're going to love those guys. Holo Simulator, sure. Missile base, stock exchange, supercomputer, pollution processor, store base. Excellent. Let return. They completed the stock exchange at Colden 2. Very nice. This is a farming community. What could they use? Let's get them that weather controller. And yeah, we might as well start building them some battle stations. We'll start getting those battle stations in there. That's probably good for today's log. So, a couple of interesting things happened. I mean, listen, we have the Sakura on the ropes, just pushing them back further and further. Their fleet's completely broken at this point. There's really nothing they have left. We captured 2 technologies, the Rangemaster unit and the Battle Station technology. We completed the Cybersecurity Link technology. We had a fight against the Xenos monstrosity and Terrans. We've realized we can easily immobilize and take their ships, but at great cost to our Marines. Their ships seem to be uncapturable. I don't know another way to describe it. Although, to be quite fair, if they keep coming at us, we'll keep handling them that way. We'll never stop trying. We'll never stop sending our Marines onto their ships. As long as it takes, we'll push them back. With every body we have to throw into the breach, we will continue to fight. So, that being said, let's jump into the races tab. You can see both our offensive spine and our defensive agents have increased from 10% to 20%. They're much more efficacious than they have ever been. Now, at this point, I feel confident to pluck away this force and send them against the Sakura as we are slowly eliminating them. We will leave these agents defending and have these agents try and spy. Fingers crossed, we can capture some technologies. And we're going to keep building up that bevy of spies, worming our way into the Xenos cultures, onto their machines, listening, watching, learning. That is the way of the Space Marines. Okay, I think that's good. Plenty of food production, plenty of credit production, plenty of ships. Perhaps on the next log, we'll send a fleet off to Orion. I only say that because we have all these damn Xeno ships here. It might be a little funny to watch them throw themselves against the Guardian. How many total ships is that? 15? Yeah? Yeah, we might do that. A couple of our older ships mixed in. I wonder if 15 could do it. Yeah. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. No reason not to. Okay. I think that's it. If anyone checked the log this week, I appreciate it. Take care.